warnings that asteroid strikes are to be increasing threefold, according to what NASA scientists revealed. And this is how they found them. NASA data revealed Earth is being bombarded by a spate of potentially apocalyptic asteroid strikes. Deep space is, as we know, a dangerous place. We're finding out more asteroids daily and with newer telescopes. Now, these deadly radiation doses from these space rocks and freezing temperatures and unimaginable pressures, even Earth is not totally immune from extraterrestrial peril because exceptional circumstances see our planet pummeled by space rocks. Now, new details, data released by U.S. Space Agency NASA, reveal the asteroid impact rate is actually increasing. And although it's extremely rare, asteroid strikes hold the potential to pulverize the planet. We have a lot of scars of asteroid and comet impacts on Earth, not only Earth, but also on the Moon and Mars. Now, in just a geological blink of the eye, most of life on Earth, including the dinosaurs that went extinct 66 million years ago by the asteroid strike, these events have in the past caused extinction level events. It's not just the asteroid strike 66 million years ago. We had them 250 million years ago in the Jurassic period. Now, the cause of mass extinction events known as the KT impact, the 66 million years ago impact, the KT impact was most likely a massive asteroid impact in the Yucatan Peninsula. Researchers now believe asteroids are slamming into Earth at almost 3 times the rate as when dinosaurs roamed our world. One of the scientists involved in the study exclusively explains how they calculate the collision increase. Dr. Guernon, associate professor in Earth Science at Southampton University, said, "The Moon is our nearest neighbor, and it gets hit by the same population of asteroids as Earth. For that reason, it provides a neat archive of impacts, as it is unlike the Earth, which is affected by erosion and plate tectonics that disturb impact craters. We are able to use the samples collected by NASA astronauts during the Apollo missions to date some of the craters, and we were able to use this data set to calibrate a new technique of dating craters using measurements taken on board NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. The idea is that collision blast produces lots of big rocks, and over billion-year timescales, these rocks break down after being bombarded by many micrometeorites. Additionally, they heat up by day and cool down by night, stressing the rock and breaking them up. This allowed researchers to discover a link between rock abundance and the age. Dr. Guernon outlines how our solar system's asteroid belt is the most likely explanation for the threefold increased strike plummeting the Earth and the Moon. He said, in the asteroid belt, fitting somewhere between Mars and Jupiter, some of these space rocks sometimes collide with themselves. The breakup of one or more asteroids will potentially generate lots more fragments, which over time can get nudged towards the Earth. Over time, these rocks get bombarded by sunlight, and there is a process which re-emits this energy and basically gives these fragments a tiny nudge, which can then send them onto collision path towards Earth. He's talking about the Yarkovsky effect. When the sun heats the surface of the asteroid or the celestial body, it makes it, there's a temperature difference between the hot side and the cold side, causing the celestial rock to turn and tumble on its axis, meaning it goes off its trajectory. And this is what could cause impact on Earth. We had one last spring, when it slammed into the northern Pacific. It slammed into the ocean. It wasn't that big anyway, but thank goodness it didn't hit any Earth area. It was not on ground, but on the sea of the Pacific Ocean. And that's how they didn't even expect it. They thought it would be going way past our moon. And it didn't do that. It was nudged and it slammed into the northern Pacific. That's how we came to know about the Yarkovsky effect, which the astronomers explained to us. Now, here, Dr. Guernon says, over time, these rocks get bombarded by sunlight. There is a process which re-emits this energy, basically gives these fragments a tiny nudge, which can then send them on the collision path towards Earth, meaning impact. This is a bit like a rising tide. He says you have a lot of material coming out of an asteroid belt at one point. But Gernon says, as it pains to stress how rare Earth apocalyptic impacts are, even if the probability is doubled or even tripled, he says there is no need for people to worry about this increased flux. We're saying large asteroid impacts of more than 1 kilometer across went from 1 every 3 to 5 million years prior to 90 million years ago to roughly 1 to 2 impacts every million years. So it's not 1 every 3 to 5 million, but it's 1 every 2 million. And although this represents an increase, asteroid strikes are random events, so it does not mean Earth is overdue for another collision, because of course it's so random. It's not a clockwork thing. Now, all of the space junk that are potentially hazardous to Earth are being monitored. There is a U.S. Defense Department who works with NASA to keep eyes on impact risks. The University of Southampton's Dr. Guénon believes we can learn a lot about Earth from looking at the moon. He said, we can all see those pot marks on the moon, and it's just fascinating to look at them, and we think we can explain and exploit data being collected as we seek to further our understanding of how our Earth has been affected by these events over time. This is by Tom Fish Express UK. Now this one is one of the videos I did a couple of days back. The huge 10-tailed comet that came into, whether it was witnessed over Egypt, all the way to China, recorded on the Egyptian hieroglyphs and Chinese tablets, having to do with the huge comet of 10 tails, 10 miles across, And this is coming back at us, but now it's 5 miles across because it has broken into fragments that have already passed us. And this thing is now 5 miles across, and it will be coming at us in 2024. And you can, I'll try to leave a link below for you can see that video. Unfortunately, it didn't get too many views, but this is something, again, that will be coming towards our area of our inner solar system. We also have the Neowise comet that is between the moon and the Big Dipper. And you can see that after sunset. We'll be able to see that for the next couple of days. It has a beautiful tail, as you can see here. Most of us can see it without binoculars and telescope. And if we have clear skies, we can very easily see it. The next time it will come around will be in 6,800 years. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.